Do you read and reread the same thing over again and thinking all the words on the page will just suddenly absorb in your brain? Or are you the ones that just highlight the whole page, and just because you have color on the page that it seems like everything is being absorbed? Is that the most effective way to study? Let's find out. Let's go! Even though there is not only one effective way to study, and everyone has personalized ways to study of how they feel it's effective to them, science and research has shown that certain methods are not actually as effective as you think it is, like actually rereading the same thing over and over again. Let's say you read it 4 and 5 times. You'll be like, the percentage of me understanding this should increase. Well, the question is, does it really? And is it the most effective way? Highlighting. We spend a lot of time highlighting and it makes us feel like we are achieving something. But you see people that are highlighting the full page and not even knowing how to highlight properly. So even if highlighting was an effective skill, you probably have to learn how to highlight properly. But what happens if there is another scientifically proven way that's even more effective than just rereading the same passage over and over again and highlighting? Some students might feel that even doing summaries, they spend hours, weeks, months doing really beautiful summaries, perfect for Instagram, and it might be effective to you. And they might even sell it onto next year's students, pass it down because they do look amazing and they are beautiful notes. However, is spending all that time doing summary notes potentially the most effective use of your time? Well, one method that I definitely recommend students to implement into their study habits is what we call active recall or active retrieval. So what does active recall actually mean? It doesn't mean sitting there reading the book a million times over again, thinking all the words of the pages actually gets absorbed in our brain. Or it doesn't mean that we put it under our pillow and suddenly overnight the words within the book will just absorb through the back of our brain. What active recall means, it means that we should quiz ourselves. So we should actually question ourselves and test our understanding. Imagine if you have just learned a new topic at school or through your self-study. After that class has finished, during your break or after school, after you've had a snack to re-energize yourself, or even at night that day, you can quiz yourself or write some questions down on a piece of paper to ask yourself if you really did understand that topic. Flashcards. Write the question down on papered cue cards. Write the answer at the back of the flashcards. And make sure you try to question and quiz yourself before trying to flip over and cheat and reveal the answer before you have given it a red hot go. And this is definitely a way to test yourself, your knowledge on the topic. If you don't like the papered cue cards because you're worried that you might lose them or they get wrinkly or you have to find hours refining them, you can definitely choose an online app flashcard, such as Anki. Anki is an app where you can actually type your questions in cue cards and have the questions. And you can actually hide your answers so that you can actually quiz yourself without knowing the answers. And then you can check back at the answers of how you'll do on paper cue cards. Make sure you do practice exams, practice tests. Instead of spending your summer break, your school break, whenever you have a public holiday, making summary notes, rewriting the textbook, do the exams and test papers. That will test your knowledge. And if you make mistakes, check the answers. And I guarantee you, the more you do, your results should improve over time. Do exam papers under time constraint. If your exam is going to be a 2-hour exam, give yourself 2 hours. You can shorten it if you like. As time goes on and the more practice exams you have, your speed might increase, but do it under the pressure. Knowing that you have tried to tackle exams under exam conditions, you will definitely be more ready when the exams comes, and you'll definitely be more calm. I know it's very important to know answers, but the amount of time it takes for you to produce those answers is actually important as well. They always say practice makes perfect. Don't spend all your time on things that you do know already. I know it makes you feel good. You feel on top of the world, knowing that you know how to find gradients, but do you know how to sketch the actual linear equation? So make sure you focus on the parts that you are unsure of and that you know that you need improvement on. Do not neglect it. Act on it first. The most effective thing is that at the start of the day, get through the topic that you were dreading to do. Do that question that you might potentially get wrong, but you can check over the answer again and you will learn from your mistakes. They always say the more brain power you use, the more likely you will remember the answer. So do not do easy things all the time just to make you feel good, because just remember, we are training for the exam. Another way to implement active recall is writing some notes down, covering it up, asking you the questions to test your knowledge, quizzing yourself, and then open back the book or get rid of your hand and you check the answers or the knowledge with what you guys have just recalled. And if there were certain gaps that were missing or information that you actually got incorrect, there's a higher chance that you will get it right the next time since you made the mistake. Another way is to pretend to be like a teacher. You teach out loud. Honestly, I love teaching so much. Or you teach your friend, or you teach your dog, or you teach your younger sibling, or your little cousin. Being able to teach someone else, it will show your level of understanding of the topic, and your brain actively will have to recall all the information that you have learnt. So it's definitely an effective way. Hope you all do try to implement active recall in the near future or down the track. And if you do try it out, I definitely hope it is really effective. Maybe you just want to write the question down and test yourself. Maybe you want to create the flashcards with the answers at the back. Make sure you don't look at the answers until you have attempted the question yourself. Maybe you want to download the mobile applications such as Anki to create those flashcards. Make sure you do tons of practice exams and test papers under time constraint so you feel the pressure. Make sure you don't spend all that time on easy questions just to make yourself feel better. Do those challenging questions. Subscribe to this channel. Click that like button so it reaches out to more people that will find value in this type of material. Click that bell notification so you get notifications for future videos. Just remember, you can still be cool and be good at school. See you guys in my next video. Peace out.